In this video, let's take a look at the ATRT driver for the Revenge of the Sith line. So this is an action figure I've been collecting for a lot of years now, and I finally just got him in my collection a couple days ago. Really happy I did. I think he's an excellent action figure. And ATRT drivers have been something that I've been lacking in my collection for quite a while now. I have a few, like this one from the Order 66 pack with Luminara. I've had this one for quite a few years now. Then we also have, I suppose it's not really considered like an ATRT driver, but it uses the same helmet that is from the Hunt for Grievous pack for the Tartakovsky series. Then we also had this heavy gunner that kind of uses an ATRT driver helmet as well. But I just wanted to have a few more, and there's plenty more action figures out there. I've been trying to hunt down the TVC one for a little while now, and unfortunately it's really expensive, so who knows whenever I'll get that. And I don't think that'll be an action figure that Hasbro really ever re-releases, which is unfortunate. The TVC ATRT driver is really nice as well. Probably one of the best ones in the earlier run of the TVC line. Well, who knows, if I get that at some point, you'll be sure it's going to be reviewed on the channel. In the meantime, we have this Revenge of the Sith one. It's really good. Interesting little bit of history about it. So, on the package here, obviously it says ATRT driver, but allegedly in the very, very early run of it, I'm not sure if it made it into any of the packagings, but at least on the back here when they advertised the action figures, allegedly at one point it was named as a turbo tank gunner. I've personally never really seen that, but I have read that on some of the action figure forums every now and then. So interesting little bit of history about that. I don't think there ever really was a turbo tank gunner unless they're referring to like the, if you know the Clone Wars turbo tank that we got back in 2009, that one came with an action figure. Maybe it was meant to look something like that. Of course, as far as I know, the action figure was the same, and they just put Turbo Tank Gunner on for the package there. So who knows? I'm not sure how many samples actually got printed with that, but it's just an interesting story. It would have been really cool if we did get a Turbo Tank Gunner action figure, whether or not it looks like this or it looked like a different Clone Trooper armor. I'm not too sure, but it would have been really nice to get that at the time. And also, this action figure is a variant. So the first release of it had a completely brown painted helmet. As you can see, it has some white around where the nose is and where the eyes are. On the original sample, it was painted all brown. And I'm not sure why the error in that case was, but Hasbro did do a running change, and this sample you're looking at right here is the running change. So we'll just go ahead and look at the package here. Nice image of the ATRT driver. Missile firing blaster, as you can see, he's got that really big gun there. Really love this Revenge of the Sith packaging. I miss this line a lot. He's number 54. Advertising the action figure. Yoda again, go you will to Star Wars, Hasbro.com. And Star Wars Hyperspace. As for the other figures advertised here, I have Tarkin reviewed on the channel. I will get to the two senators here really soon. I will be getting the Commander Bakara and this Darth Vader / Anakin soon. I've been looking for Antilles and the Zet action figure for a little while now. I know they're not too hard to get a hold of, but it's just one of those ones where it's like, every time I sit down and decide I might want to get it, I end up not doing it. But I will at some point. Then we have the ATRT driver, and I will get to the Mustafar Sentry at some point. Wouldn't mind getting that Utapau Warrior as well. So that's the package, and of course it comes with the same pamphlet that I've talked about before. Nothing much more I can really say about that. And let's just go and take a look at this figure. Let's hope he can hold on to his gun as well. Just put that there. I know he's not going to hold it very well. And he doesn't really keep a stand on very well either. So really nice sculpting work on this. This was one of the very first Clone Trooper action figures that we got that had this much articulation in the Revenge of the Sith line, that is. I think the super articulated Phase 2 clone, that one was released just a little bit before this one. And then I think we may have had a few other clones that were super articulated in between, but this is easily one of the first 10 or so sculpts of clones that we got that had this much articulation. Some nice paint detailing. There's a little bit of brown on his, I suppose his shielding around his mouth there. He has the white, like I mentioned. He has like the greenish paint on the top of his head there. There's the antenna. And kind of a olive green and solid green armor. Nice detailing in his belt, the pouches. And kind of looks like he has a bandolier strapped around his leg there. There's the communicator. And I will say the feet, I think, are slightly sculpted different than most of the clones we got. I'll just bring out which one will I bring out? To me, it just looks like his feet sit up a little bit higher than what we normally get for the clones. In terms of the articulation, he does have a ball joint at the head, then hinged shoulders, hinged elbows, swivel wrists, and a swivel waist, and swivel hips, and then hinged knees and hinged ankles. Ankles on mine are really tough to articulate. I'll have to work with that a little later. Many of the joints on this are pretty stiff, but he has been in the package for 18 years at this point. In terms of weapons and accessories, he comes with quite a few of them actually. Has this rifle here, pretty unique. And I like how they have the strap. Carry it on top here if you wanted to. I usually like him. And of course the strap does come off as well. At least at the one point. I'm not sure exactly how you're supposed to put this on, but I figured that makes about as much sense as any. I think he looks really good like that. And it's easy enough to put on and take off. He also comes with this really large blaster or cannon or whatever it is. As you can see, it's pretty much about as big as he is. But it does have a missile. Kind of gimmicky, not really much I can say about it. I can't say I'm really going to be displaying him with this. I can't imagine the ATRT drivers running around the battlefield carrying something like that. But he does have an extra wide right hand in order to be able to carry that. As you can see, it's pretty large. And he also does come with an extra plate of armor here that just snaps on top of the armor he already has. And it does have some battle damage. Looks kind of awkward to me. I kind of wish they had it where you could pop this armor off and then put this one on top. But unfortunately that is not the case. Kind of reminds me of like in the Power of the Force days where the action figures are really buff. It's like he's puffing out his chest and trying to show off to the droids or something. And it does snap into place there. As you can see, it has two of the gaps there for that. Well, most likely that's how I'll be displaying him. And before we wrap up the review, just bring out some of the other ATRT driver sculpts that we have. And they all look really good together. I hope to get a few more eventually, like I said, the TBC one, and I know there's several others out there. I would like to get a regular ATRT, and there was one released in the Revenge of the Sith line, and as far as I know, this action figure here, and probably this one as well, they will fit with that. It did come with a driver, the one that was released at the time of the Revenge of the Sith movie, but it's sculpted in a sitting position and you can't really articulate it much. Maybe you can move his arms and that's about it. But it's kind of ugly if you take him off the ATRT. But if you do want to switch him out and put this one in his place, you can do that. So would I recommend them for your collection? I totally would. I think the ATRT drivers are a neat sculpt. Very interesting clone. Can't really go wrong with having any of them for your collection. Can't really say much more than that. Very nice, sleek armor design. And they fit with any clone trooper collection. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will be lots more to come. And if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate your support. Check out some of the links in the description as well. And thanks for watching.